Very good morning, dear children. Today we are starting this chapter, Death of a Partner. In the previous class, I have given you the theoretical content of this chapter in the form of a PDF file, and today we are going to see accounting for death of a partner, which also comes under reconstitution of partnership firm, just like admission of a partner and retirement of a partner. So at the time of death of a partner, there is again change in agreement between the continuing partners, but the business will continue, but the relationship among the partners changes. Now here is the meaning of death of a partner. Partnership comes to an end on the death of a partner, but the firm may continue its business with remaining partners who take share of deceased partner in their old profit sharing ratio or the ratio as decided by them. The accounting process on the death of a partner is same as that of retirement of a partner. The differences between the two situations are: retirement of a partner is a voluntary nature and it can be planned, whereas death of a partner cannot be planned. It happens as a contingent happening. The payment of the amount due is made to the retiring partner in case of retirement of a partner, whereas due amount is paid to the legal heirs of the deceased partner, who are their legal executors also in case of death of a partner. The accounting steps again are same, just like in case of admission of a partner and retirement of a partner. First step is change in profit sharing ratio, treatment of goodwill. Second step, revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. Third step. Fourth step is partner's capital account, its adjustments. Fifth step, deceased partner's executor account. This is a new account in this chapter, death of a partner. And finally, the reconstituted balance sheet of the new firm with the continuing partners. Children, I'll tell you one thing. Death of a partner has completely the same concept, just like retirement of a partner. We again have the same concept of gaining ratio, which we applied in chapter retirement of a partner, which says new ratio minus old ratio is equal to gaining ratio. As in the case of retirement of a partner, here in the case of death of a partner also, new share of continuing partner will be equal to his old profit share, plus the profit share taken or acquired from the deceased partner. The only change is, in place of retiring partner, we write deceased partner. Deceased means the partner who has died. I hope this is clear. The accounting treatment of goodwill in case of death of a partner for the deceased partner is exactly similar to retirement of a partner, and the journal entry goes gaining partner's capital account debit to deceased partner's capital account, being share of goodwill of deceased partner debited to gaining partners in their gaining ratio. So you must understand that maximum concept of death of a partner comes from retirement of partner only. There are few changes, or we can say there are few additional accounting treatment which we are going to see through a proper question. So till here nothing has changed except for the fact that the word retiring partner has been replaced by the word deceased partner's capital account. Please keep the chapter as simple as I'm discussing with you. Do not make it complicated. So if you read all this content, you will understand it very clearly, because we have already done this in the chapter retirement of a partner. Now these are the additional steps which I was talking about, which we have to do at the time of death of any partner. And what are those three steps? Interest on capital for the deceased partner for the time period, interest on drawings for the deceased partner again for the time period, and share of profit or loss of the deceased partner for the time period. Now, what is this time period? Time period means it is the duration between the last prepared balance sheet by the partnership firm till the date of death of a partner. And for calculating all these three topics, that is interest on capital, interest on drawings, and share of profit or loss, we have to apply this time period. This you must understand. And this is not new. This was already done in partnership fundamental chapter when we did topic interest on capital and interest on drawings. Now here is this new entry coming up in this chapter, death of a partner. After we have prepared the deceased partner's capital account, the amount due to him is transferred to his executor's account, for which the journal entry is deceased partner's capital account debit to deceased partner's executor's account, being the amount due to deceased partner transferred to his executors. See, this is the same thing which we transferred to the loan of retiring partner in chapter retirement of a partner. Whereas here the partner has died, so we cannot transfer anything to his capital account or his loan account. From his capital account, we have to transfer it to the legal executor's account, who are known as deceased partner's executor's account. And this is the new entry you must understand and also learn in this chapter. And I hope all these content you have already noted down in the copy, because last class I have told you to do that. Now we are going to understand this entire accounting for death of a partner through a proper complete question. So children, this is one very good question for this topic, death of a partner, where there are three partners, Ram, Rahim and Robert, with their profit sharing ratio 2:3:1, and the balance sheet prepared is on 31st March 2019. What is important for us to note is what is the date for the partner who is dying. So this says Robert died on 30th September 2019. So remember, I was talking about time period. So time period will be calculated from the last prepared balance sheet, which is 31st March 2019. This is the last date on which the balance sheet was prepared, till the date of death of the partner Robert, which is 30th, see here, 30th September 2019. So it's very clear. From March to September, it's 6 months, and 6 months is a time period which will be applied to those three headings which we talked about: interest on capital, interest on drawings, and share of profit or loss of the deceased partner, if it is given in the question. So here is the question. On the date of Robert's death, 30th September, the following was agreed upon. Goodwill is to be valued at 2 years purchase of average profit of last 3 completed years, which are given here. Then Robert's share of profit till the date of death will be calculated on the basis of average profit of last 3 years. So this is where we will need time period to be applied. Then this is land was undervalued by rupees 25,000 and stock was overvalued by rupees 8,000. Provision for doubtful debts is to be made at 5% on debtors. Claim of workman compensation estimated at rupees 5,000. These are normal adjustments which we have done in chapter admission and retirement. What is new is the second number. Clear? Now the good thing about chapter death of a partner is here we are not generally asked to prepare a complete question with all those 6 steps. The question generally asks you to prepare the capital account of the deceased partner. This has been the trend in exams, that from this chapter what is asked is to prepare deceased partner's capital account, which will be presented to his executors. So our calculation becomes little less burden. There is not much to be prepared, but the focus should be on preparing the capital account of the deceased partner and finding out the amount due, which will be transferred to his executors. This is generally the part of examination question. So we are also going to discuss the same for this question. So in the first step for the solution, we are calculating the gaining ratio for the continuing partners Ram and Rahim, and by this simple calculation, which you all are very well aware of now, the gaining ratio of Ram and Rahim comes as 2:3. And you know where we apply gaining ratio at the time of retirement of partner? For the calculation of goodwill for the retiring partner. Same we are going to do here. For the deceased partner who is dying, Robert, we will apply this gaining ratio. So the goodwill has been calculated by this average profit of 3 years, which was given in the question, multiplied by 2 because it was said so in the question. Goodwill of the firm comes as rupees 1,80,000. We find out the share of the deceased partner, 1,80,000 into 1 by 6, and the share of deceased partner Robert in goodwill is 30,000, which is distributed in gaining ratio between the gaining partner Ram and Rahim. So Ram's capital account debit 12,000, Rahim's capital account debit 18,000 to Robert's capital account 30,000, being Robert's share of goodwill debited to gaining partners in gaining ratio 2:3. It's exactly the replica of what we do in retirement, so there's no change, children, except that the partner is dying. So please keep it as simple as we are discussing here. And I think these two steps are very clear to you. This will be part of every question which you will do for this chapter, death of a partner. So take care of this. Now here is revaluation account according to the adjustments given in the question. This revaluation account is prepared in a similar manner like we have done in admission and retirement, and just like retirement, this will be divided. The profit on revaluation, which is 12,000, will be divided between all three partners, Ram, Rahim and Robert. Children, take care, there is no change for revaluation account. It is exactly the same like we did it in retirement of a partner. Now this revaluation account portion is similar. Now comes the deceased partner Robert's capital account. I repeat, the partner who dies is known as deceased partner. In our question, Robert is the deceased partner, so we are preparing his capital account. So how do we prepare a capital account? We write the capital from the balance sheet by balance BD 3 lakh. Why do we write this balance BD on the credit side? Because capital always carries the credit balance. You should know this. Then this is the posting for the goodwill treatment for the deceased partner Robert, where we have already passed the journal entry in the previous slide. So by Ram's capital account 12,000, Ram is giving 12,000 share of goodwill to Robert, and Rahim is given 18,000 to the deceased partner Robert. This is revaluation profit, which is coming here from revaluation account. You can see Robert has been credited with 2,000. So this 2,000 comes from the revaluation account by revaluation. Sometimes it may happen that there may be no revaluation of assets liabilities at the time of death. So this revaluation account at that time will not be prepared. Please take care. Now this is the change for workmen's compensation reserve. Since it was decreasing, so it is a gain for the partner, and Robert, the deceased partner, will get his share 1 by 6 on 15,000 as workmen's compensation reserve, which comes as 2,500. And this is new, children. This is your adjustment which was given, where the share of profit of the deceased partner was supposed to be calculated for the time period, and here is the calculation. See, Robert's share of profit till the date of death, the average profit of 3 years, which was given in the question. So 45,000 plus 90,000 plus 1,35,000, the 3 years profit divided by 3, you arrive at average profit. And now see, this average profit 90,000 comes here. Remember time period I told you, the duration between the last prepared balance sheet till the date of death, which is coming as 6 months. So you have to take 6 by 12, you have to apply the 6 by 12 multiplied by share of deceased partner Robert, which is from their profit sharing ratio 1 by 6. So this time period is important when you calculate his profit share for the duration, that is means 6 months. Why are we giving this? Because Robert has worked from the last balance sheet, that is 31st March when the ended, and April started as the new year, till 30th September when he died. So he has to be given some share of profit for that time period, and this is calculated by this step 7,500. And for this there is journal entry, and you must note down the entry because I have forgotten to write this in this slide. The journal entry is profit and loss suspense account debit to Robert's capital account, being Robert's share of profit for the time period credited to him. I repeat, profit and loss suspense account debit to Robert's capital account, being Robert's share of profit for the time period credited to him. And where is this coming amount from? 7500 will go from working here. This is the new entry, children. Please note this down in your copy when you make the note of this question. And finally, all the credit postings are done. From the question information, there is nothing on the debit side. So we do the total 3,42,000. We write the same total here 3,42,000, and the balance CD 3,42,000 is transferred to Robert's executor's account. Remember, this is death of a partner. You cannot give anything to the loan account of the deceased partner, which used to be the transfer amount for the retiring partner, because retiring partner was alive, he was living, but this partner Robert has died. So whatever is the amount due, we have to transfer to his executors. This is the new word. So the journal entry for this is Robert's capital account debit to Robert's executors account. This is the balancing amount. I repeat, Robert's capital account debit to Robert's executors account, 3,42,000. And this completes your question. So I hope this question has made the concept of death of a partner clear. For maximum question, you will have to do this only. And in next class, we will discuss if something is paid to the retiring partner, deceased partner, then how do we show that in his account. For the executor, we prepare an account and show the payment to the deceased partner's executor, and whatever amount is not paid will be transferred to his loan account. That will be a part of discussion in the next class. And in this question, there was no interest on capital, there was no interest on drawing. Had there been interest on capital, we would have calculated it and put it on the credit side here by interest on capital by applying time period. And if there was any drawings would have come on the debit side, and interest on drawings would have also been posted on this side by applying the time period. This you have learned in the second chapter, partnership fundamental. So that is quite simple to understand. With this, we end the class today. Please go through this entire presentation, understand the question, note it down in the copy by solving it on your own, and then start practicing question from the illustrations and exercise of your book chapter Death of a Partner. This brings us end to today's class. Thank you. God bless you all. Take care of yourself and keep practicing accounts.